Hello everybody, Jackson here with the Wealth Squad. Today we'll be talking about leverage and how to safely get it in the stock market, and we'll be looking into M1 finance, specifically the M1 borrow part of it. But first let's talk about leverage. Leverage is basically used in all types of business, specifically just business loans and real estate for simplicity, right? Basically with real estate, your mortgage is leverage, right? You're borrowing, let's say $100,000, but you only put 20% down. So $20,000 you put down, you're borrowing that $80,000. Your collateral is, maybe your motorcycle as well as some other stuff. So basically you have collateral, you're borrowing on top of money that you need, but you don't have. So with loans, you basically get more money and leverage. And with more money, you can make more money with that money, right? So it's basically compound interest on steroids. Now, let's imagine this. Let's say you have to make $50,000 in a year, okay? With money, right? You're investing it in other places, some places, maybe buying this stock, buying this crypto, buying this business, buying part of this business. You have $50,000 to make. What would be easier, right? If you have $50,000 to work with, or $100,000. Now, obviously, with $100,000, it's gonna be a lot easier to make $50,000 because that's only 50%. What on the other side, it would be 100%. You'd have to double it in term instead of just increasing it by half. So with more money, it's easier to make more money. That's a fact that everyone knows that. The first $100,000 the hardest. Everyone always says that because you're gonna take 8 to 10 years maybe on the low side to make $100,000 as a net worth. After that, you have $100,000 to work with, right? The stock market could jump 2% and you make $2,000. If your entire net worth is in stocks. But with more money, it's easier to create more money. Now with leverage, specifically in the stock market, you're going to be borrowing, a certain percentage of your portfolio, and you could have that in M1's finance case. You could have that in cash if you wanted to. You don't have to invest in the stock market. So we're going to look into this platform now. M1 borrow. If you don't have an M1 finance account, obviously you can't have M1 borrow, but they're both pretty dang good. A flexible line of credit at one of the lowest rates on the market. Borrow against your investments without extra paperwork. And we see right here, we borrow 35%. Let's say we have $100,000 in M1 finance. We can borrow 35% of that, $35,000, and we only pay, as low as 2%. It would be 3.5% with the M1 Finance regular account, but 2% with M1 Plus. Of course, that's what you should get, just because you're gonna save money with this, although it does cost a little bit a month. Overall, if 1.5% on a $35,000 loan is definitely worth it. Now, 2% on a $35,000 loan is only $700 a year. That's what you're paying to borrow $35,000. Bank loans are 4 to 6%, mortgages maybe around that. But this low of a rate, where you could get in cash with no need to go to a bank or to talk to a bank teller to show them, what you need it for. You can do it with M1 Finance in 3 clicks. It says no payment schedule, no application. 2% APY is what you're paying. And it's very simple just because it's online, right? Don't have to go into a physical place to do so. But anyways, what you could do with this money that they give you, right? 3 clicks, right? You could literally take it out of M1 Finance and put it into your own venture, right? You can start a business, invest in a side hustle to grow it, put it in crypto if you want to. Just know that you're gonna have to pay it back, obviously, but that's your money to do with what you want, right? You don't have to keep it in M1 Finance. You don't have to just invest it in stocks. Now, for anyone looking to grow their wealth and they have $5,000, to invest in stocks particularly, this platform is great, and you should definitely look into it. If not, just start using it. Chris made a video a while back about borrowing. He put a bunch of money, millions, into M1 Finance, and he was able to take out a large sum just because he was able to take out 35%, and he put that in crypto, right? And he could do that, right? M1 Finance allows that, and that's crazy because 35% of what your collateral is, and you're only paying 2%. That's a steal. So I hope you take advantage of this platform. They've been around for a little bit, but not enough people use it. Not enough people use leverage, just because leverage is basically, like I said, compound interest on steroids. You have to think to yourself, how much more money could I make with more money, right? If you have $1 million to work with compared to $100,000, which I know is a vast difference, you can make a lot more money with $1 million rather than 100,000. Even if that's 100,000 and 135,000, you can make a lot more money with 135,000 rather than with 100. I hope that makes sense. Look into M1 Finance, borrow their program, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and like this video. We post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I hope that helped you in some way. I hope you get on and start making even more money. Thanks.